Hi, everybody. Dan DeFederegis of Saratoga Report, and I am here with someone who is probably new to most, if not all of you. Tim Fanning. Timothy Fanning is a reporter for the Times Union. Focuses on capital issues and other things. And Tim, welcome to Saratoga Report. Thank you for joining us. And do I recall your? I believe, are you a somewhat newer resident to the Capital District?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dan. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, I am new as of this summer. We did our first winter, lived my entire life below the Mason-Dixon line. So we are from originally Florida.
Excellent. Okay. Well, welcome. A little belated, but welcome. Do you get up to Saratoga much, Tim?
Made my first trip up there a couple of weeks ago. I love it. Love that
Oh,
city.
great. Excellent. So we're here today with a Saratoga issue. You wrote two articles this week. One, today's was a follow up to your original article, which I think was posted on Monday, about the I guess the hijacking or alleged hijacking of a ballot line in the 113th Assembly District race. The 113th district covers parts of Washington and Warren counties and a good chunk of Saratoga County, including Saratoga Springs, represented currently by Assemblywoman Carrie Warner. And Tim, I'm not going to steal your thunder. I think I understand the issue, but could you explain to the Saratoga Report readers here just what is going on, or what some people think is going on?
Sure. So Assemblywoman Carrie Warner is facing two challengers. One of them is a 22-year-old Amazon warehouse worker who is running on the Working Families ballot line. His candidacy is being challenged by a friend of Warner, both in court and the State Board of Elections. And essentially, they take issue with his residency, saying that he hasn't lived in the district long enough to qualify to run. You have to live in the district for, I believe, a year in order for you to run. They also challenge his abrupt switch from the Conservative Party to the Working Families Party ballot line. The two are ideologically on opposite ends of the spectrum. And this at least appeared at first glance to be an apparent ballot hijacking, at least according to the State Working Families Party, who says that they've never heard of this guy, they don't endorse this guy. And essentially, so his candidacy isn't related, so the challenge to his candidacy isn't necessarily related to this ballot hijacking, but more so related to his abrupt switch in party and his residency. Most recently, the State Board of Elections has declined to essentially issue a verdict in this case, leaving the lawsuit on the table. I should note that Thomas Kenny's attorney has responded to the allegations in the lawsuit, and he has also adamantly denied accusations that he's attempting to hijack the ballot. This has been a particular issue for the Working Families Party for a long time now. For decades, both Democrats and conservatives have used New York's fusion voting system, meaning that you can appear twice or two different parts of the ballot to essentially run what is a ghost candidate, somebody who barely campaigns and tries to draw. The attempt is to draw away votes from the other party.
That's what I was going to ask you, to clarify.
Sure.
In a generic sense what the purpose is of hijacking a party line. It's always almost invariably a minor party line, like the Working Families Party, right? And then they want to draw votes away. Now, I don't believe Carrie Warner runs on the Working Families Party line, but she probably gets a lot of votes from those members, because if the line is blank, where else are they going to go but to the Democratic candidate? And that would be her. So she gets the benefit of it without running on that line. She's a moderate candidate. She always has been. And I believe that's why she doesn't go after the Working Families Party line. Is that correct? Is that how you see it?
Yeah, she's not running on the Working Families Party line, and you're right, she is a moderate Democrat. But I have not asked her why she's not seeking that Working Families Party. That wasn't part of my story. But yeah, you're right.
And so this is, so where does this stand now? It's in the courts. I think your article this morning I read, terrific reporting, by the way. the article said that the Board of Elections, my words, punted on the issue, and they're just going to let the court figure it out. Is that a fair synopsis?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I haven't checked the court. I don't know yet if he has a. He just responded. I should say that his attorneys just responded as of this week, a couple days ago, to the lawsuit. So I imagine this is still going to continue to play out. And his attorneys have asked the court to dismiss the case, arguing that part of it was just a kind of a filing error on his part. He forgot to change his address from Queensbury to Glens Falls.
Okay, and Queensbury being outside the district, Glens Falls being inside the district.
Correct.
And has he done enough already? Let's say the courts say, we see no issue here. There is no issue here. The lawsuit fails. Has he done enough to get on the working families ballot already? Does he have enough signatures? Did they pass that level of review?
So the State Board of Elections didn't make a determination on his petition, but part of the lawsuit is challenging who witnessed the petitions. You have to be a member of the party to be a witness of the petitions that you've signed. So if you don't get the party's nomination, you have to run in New York and get a certain number of petitions to be on the ballot. And so that is an open question right now. So if the court determines that he is still in the Conservative Party, his petitions are invalid.
Okay. He seems like has a couple hurdles to get over to stay on the ballot, to either get on the ballot or stay on the ballot based on this lawsuit and what you're telling me here today. Is that a fair assessment?
Sure.
Okay, excellent. And presumably possibly oral arguments in court down the road, or they'll just decide the case on the submissions on the papers. And so we don't have a timeline yet. I really appreciate you joining us today here on Saratoga Report. If you could hang on for a minute when we sign off, I'd chat with you for a second. But any last things you want to mention about this?
No, I just want to mention that, just to close, that the Democrats in the state legislature, who control both the legislature and the governor's office, have very recently passed a law to try to prevent ballot hijacking. There was a very prominent case in Mike Lawler's campaign, where a man that the Working Families Party had not heard of was running under that line, and it essentially cost, they say, votes to go away from the Democratic candidate. And so kind of in response to that case, they passed a bill that would essentially make it easier for minor parties to challenge these types of situations. Now the state party can challenge a perceived ballot hijacking attempt. I will say that the Working Families Party has not said whether they're going to actually use the new law to remove Kenny from the ballot, but that they do say that they think that he is, it's an attempt by the Conservative Party to hijack their line.
I find that baffling. The new law gives them the authority, the ability to go after an attempted hijacking. They're saying it looks like there was an attempted hijacking. We don't know who this guy is, and yet they're not acting on it. Am I missing something there? There seems like to be a disconnect with me on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a clear answer for you. All I can say is what they've told me, and they've been pretty tight-lipped about whether they're going to take action.
Well, you're very objective on this. I have the ability to be a little more editorializing. So but I appreciate you staying to that objectivity. Again, Tim, thank you for joining us here today, and I hope you come back when you do another article about issues up north of the Kosciuszko. Can you say Kosciuszko yet? I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I'm from a Polish city out in Buffalo. Kosciuszko Bridge, the Twin Bridges. How's that?
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Dan.
Absolutely. Take care, Tim.
Bye-bye.